On today's show, find out what new fad you should absolutely invest your money into, because I've got a hunch that's just too big to fail. And we'll play Name That Song to see if you can stand up to Matty Potts and his spectacular movie knowledge.
Plus, we've got an update from Santa Monica Newsroom. All that and more on Lucdogg in the morning. Start the show.
That's all you want. I'm the one who's gonna be on TV.
From TTR Studios.
I can't quite remember how that one goes. I gotta admit, I'm a little high.
No, Peggy, I'm cool.
It's Lucdogg in the morning. Welcome back, folks. It is Lucdogg in the morning. It's Wednesday, baby, and we are starting a new month. Let's go, July. I'm ready for the day. I know you are too, and I'm pumped up to introduce my guest co-host, Chris Parisi, next. But first, Matty Potts from the Santa Monica Newsroom. What's going on, dude?
Greetings and salutations. How are ya? I'm
good, man. It's been a little bit. I'm ready to roll. We've got a fun day for all you 311 fans out there. Let's do this. How do you, can we get into just a little how you got this guest co-host for us?
Yeah, our guest co-host is actually my best friend. I've known him for 27 years, which oddly enough is the same amount of time 311 has been together. They have been a band for 27 years. They just released an album called Mosaic. It actually debuted number 6 on the Billboard rock charts, which is insane for a band that is basically running their own label and doing all their own marketing. So yeah, it's pretty fantastic. I mean, my favorite band of all time. So I could not be more excited to get Chris on the show today and maybe get a little bit of, behind the scenes gossip.
We're going there. Don't you worry. I got a list of things to ask him. Thank you for joining the show, folks. If you're out there watching on YouTube channel at LITM Podcast, literally everywhere on social media at LITM Podcast, we're everywhere. And you can check us out. You can watch, you can listen. I prefer to listen personally. Potts, I'm a listener. I think we're better as a radio show.
Well, yeah, I mean, like I say, I always put on, my headphones and go to the gym while I listen to the show. But I do think the YouTube component makes it a little bit more accessible to other people, maybe people sitting in an office that can't, have access to iTunes. I don't know. But I also like to be able to see your beautiful face and shiny bald head.
Thank you
very
much.
Take off that hat.
Well, that's nice. I can cast it to my TV and watch it that way. It's fun to see. But also, it's really immersive if you have noise-canceling headphones. And I don't know if you know anything about this. Have you ever used a pair?
No, I wish I had some right now, to be honest, because I'm hearing all sorts of stuff on my end. But no, it sounds good.
So this is mind-blowing to me because, as an audio engineer, I've been doing this my whole life. Like, guys, you're out there, you're listening wherever you are, around the country, around the world. We're in like 52 different countries. So thank you for all the listeners. We appreciate the support. But however you're out there, whatever your hobby is, mine is audio. Look at this. It's not like I said, let's start a podcast and went out and bought all this. Like, this is a collection of a whole bunch of shit. And I've had it forever, and I've just always been building, and this is my thing. And so headphones, obviously, I'm pretty big into, but I've never had like Beats. Do you have Beats headphones? I don't do that.
Well, yeah. I am friends with Jimmy Iovine's executive. And so I did get a pair, but
you're such a big deal, dude. Like, you are such a big deal.
Oh, am I? Maybe we'll get her on the show next. Jimmy Iovine just did an interview on Stern last week, by the way, which was fantastic. If anyone has Sirius, highly recommend listening to it. This guy's a music mogul, and he's got a documentary coming out, I think in like next week on HBO called The Defiant Ones, and I cannot wait to watch it. Jimmy Iovine owned Interscope Records, created Beats by Dre with Dr. Dre, and is just pretty much a billionaire at this point.
But you've not gotten into the Beats headphones. That's fine.
I don't spend $350 on a pair of headphones.
Right. Okay,
That's
good. So noise cancellation though is something that is fascinating to me because I didn't realize what it was, and I finally saw. I took the dive, and I saw a pair for like $150 on Amazon Prime. Thank you. And it was on sale for $100. So I'm good. So
winning.
Exactly. Thank you, Charlie. So what I did is I went and I purchased these things, and what happens, folks, first of all, they're Bluetooth, they're wireless. That's the first time I ever had a set of those, and that's great for the gym, man. I need it for, like, the gym.
It is, but that whole, like, being able to have a dead battery with your headphones freaks me out. Like,
why?
It seems like it would be a major inconvenience because the
that's
thing about
what freaks
is you
you out.
you don't have to worry. Now I've got to worry about my phone battery dying and my headphones dying.
Well, it's pretty. I'll tell you, it takes a long time because I charged it all the way up and I didn't touch it until it died. And I'm talking like days of talk time, like talking and noise cancellation.
Is there like a thing where you can see how much battery
there is not.
left
there
on
is
your
no
headphones?
bar or
see,
no.
That's the problem.
Yeah,
You're guessing.
It's very stressful. But
what brand? Do you want to name the brand? Or?
Yeah, it's Pause actually, PAWS. But they're what I wanted to get to. Not that we don't want to spend much more time on headphones, but what I wanted to get to is the science behind noise cancellation. Again, this is a music show. We're gonna have 311, their right hand man on tour in about 10-12 minutes, and we're gonna play Name That Song in the third segment as well. But I wanted to mention noise canceling headphones. What they do is once you click the button, man, it is silence. And you think, like, if you just put headphones on and there's nothing coming through them, that alone makes things very quiet, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm talking, it then cuts that silence in half. Imagine that.
Wow.
So I'm like, how is this happening? And I looked into it, had Coach Reed explain it to me, friend of the show, former co-host. What it does in real time, mind you, is it reads the sound waves that are coming in just from the ambient sound around you in the room, and it produces opposite sound waves, completely counter opposite sound waves, so that they cancel out and have a net zero.
Cancel out.
That's insane.
Interesting.
In real time, and to be that effective. Once you do that, and then you start listening to something like our show, which is how we got onto this, it's so much more immersive. You're here. You're like, we are in your head, man. I did it the other day. It freaked me out.
Hearing my voice, I'm sure would freak you out too. just me and you, Adam.
Yeah, yikes. No, well, what freaked me out is that I started then looking into, okay, so now I'm going down this train, right? And I got excited the next day about my gear. I have a Samsung Galaxy. Are you an iPhone guy?
I am. Yeah. I actually have an interesting story. But speaking of iPhone, they just turned 10 on June 29th.
Okay.
So not only that, but when they came out, Time Magazine called it the invention of the year because of all, how much it just changed the scope of
the
cell
iPhone?
phones
Sure,
and
that's
cameras
fine.
and all that.
That's fine.
Yeah.
You should have gotten an Android. Anyway, so the Gear VR is fantastic. And I love the Oculus store, and every now and then I poke my head in. But it was just kind of
So wait,
like,
what's a Gear VR?
It's a headset. It's a headset that you wear, and it gives you virtual reality. It's the one that Lil Wayne was like pouring champagne over in the commercials and stuff, and like.
Oh.
It's all about. Oh, we've got Chris.
Cool.
Chris is calling us right now. Should we?
Let him in.
Should we let him in here?
What happens? Yeah.
He just bailed. So I don't know. He just came up onto the screen and then bailed out.
No, that was it. All right.
If he calls back, we'll take it.
Let me check. He hasn't texted me. So maybe he might have just been testing it out.
Okay.
Because it's 5:30. Yeah, hold on. He's texting me right now.
Yeah. All right. Sounds good. So here's what we'll do. We'll take a quick break. All right. And I will get into exactly what I was talking about because I'm not done with the headphones because I'm going somewhere. This is the tip of the iceberg, and I know that that's not super entertaining. What I'm getting into is a hunch that this this fad is going to be taken over by the porn industry. They're going to accept it, and that's how Blu-ray won. Remember HD, DVD?
Did Blu-ray succeed? Oh, I guess it did. I'm thinking of the other one, the big disc. Yeah, I'm thinking of the big disc that lasted like a year.
Well, no. Remember, it was between Blu-ray and HD DVD.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep. So the reason Blu-ray won was because that was what the porn industry accepted. And I know what the new one is. I got it, dude. It's absolutely absurd to me. So we'll talk about it in a second. Let's take a quick break. We'll get Chris, and we'll talk to somebody famous on the tour with 311. I can't wait. We'll do it when we come back. It's Lucdogg in the morning at LITM Podcast. Welcome back, folks. It is Lucdogg in the morning, and we're excited to introduce our guest co-host for the day. He's on tour with 311. He's going to be a recurring caller. Chris Parisi, ladies and gentlemen. What's up, Chris?
What's going on?
He just listed like 15 different things that he was doing while he's talking to us pots. What's he's so busy over there.
I mean, this guy's like getting the guest list ready, dealing with the band and all their needs.
VIP
he
tickets.
Actually, tours are in like 20 minutes. So
yeah. So where are you guys, Chris?
We are in Indianapolis for the 4th of July.
I'm so sorry, man. That sucks.
Pretty dope spot, actually. It's this old ice skating rink that is now just a stage in a huge room, and they have like the big indoor/outdoor 4th of July party going on, and 311 headlines tonight.
Now, how many people go to something like that? How many are you expecting there?
I don't know what capacity is here tonight. The floor is an ice rink size floor,
right?
So it's going to be a big one.
Because I'm curious, like, do they do smaller shows? Like, maybe, I don't know if they have a day off. Like, what's the smallest show 311 does at this point in their career?
It really depends on the market. I mean, honestly, some markets are bigger than others, as far as, number of people, fan base, demographic, all that thing. So one day we can be in an outdoor pavilion with 6,000 people, and the next we could be in a smaller bar type of environment.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting at. Like, I wonder if if they still take on like a 200, 300 person show. Would they still do something like that, or is that like, why wouldn't they do it anymore?
They don't do much of that. They certainly have in the past where they'll do special things, like leading up to 311 Day and stuff like that. They'll do warm up shows at the Roxy or the Whiskey A Go Go or places like that where it's couldn't be any more intimate.
Potts, how much would you pay to see them in like an intimate setting? How much would you pay to see that?
Chris and I have seen them where did we see them? At the Roxy a couple of years ago in LA.
Okay.
That's exactly why I brought that one up specifically.
Enough to know where we know people. Right. So,
I don't know, man.
So, I mean,
we've seen them in almost every setting possible.
Sorry, go ahead, Chris.
I was just saying it really depends on the market.
Yeah. No, that's cool because I know the small
anywhere from
the small
2
shows
to 10,000 seaters, 2,000 to 10,000 seaters, I guess is a good estimate on this run.
Sure. I apologize. We keep stepping over each other. We've got a little delay here. It's not Chris's fault. That's on me. But yeah, I know the smaller shows are the scarier ones, the harder ones. And then I imagine because honestly, like I'd rather have 6,000, 10,000. Anyway, I was just curious to see if they still do anything like that. So can you, Chris, I have a friend who's in the band Kix, Kixx, I believe. And they're like not nearly 311 status, but they tour. And their thing was that first of all, I don't want to get you in any trouble. But maybe a band that has been on tour with you. I don't want to talk about 311. Just a story maybe that you've heard, similar to the one that I heard from Kix, where their warm-up starting band, the whole game was while they were on tour, who could get a blowjob closest to the dumpster. Is there anything that you've come across like this?
Tour for that, that's for sure. This is very family-oriented band that's been around for they're celebrating 27 years. So this is not necessarily more family oriented and
Not necessarily 311. Like a band in your past. Because, dude, you've gone on tour with Trapped. You've gone on tour with Cottonmouth Kings. Like somebody, like some bullshit, opening band.
Yeah.
What, like somebody
Give us
has
a good
to.
road story.
Give me
Give
a
us a good road
story.
story.
Yeah.
I don't remember yesterday, let alone.
I told you. What did I tell you? He you know why he works on the road? Because he don't ask, don't tell. That's why he keeps his job. I'm telling you.
Dude, good on you, man. And we won't pry, but the first thing Potts said was he's going to clam up like hell. He's not going to give you anything.
I said he doesn't even tell me when he makes out with it.
No, I mean, there's no clamming up. It's playing, I'm in a profession. There are a lot of things that just happen on a daily basis when you're working around, and this being a generic statement, around the rock star world of things. There's definitely those elements of it. I haven't experienced a lot of that per se, like the old, you hear the stories from the 70s and 80s and all that sort of stuff. Like, and don't get me wrong, band members party and do their thing, but out here on the crew, you kind of got to balance it. You're here you're the first one in and last one out type of thing. It's long days. It's you're out here to do a job. So what everybody else does is kind of their business. Definitely nice try though, Maddie.
That was all facilitated by me. What's your favorite thing about being on the road and your least favorite thing about being on the road? Because this is like a lifestyle that most people can't really wrap their head around.
Yeah, I mean, you know me better than anybody in the world. I am not a 9-to-5 desk type of person, and I was fortunate enough to find something that I actually am very good at and enjoy tremendously. I get paid to travel the world, not the world per se, but the country and Canada and Tahiti and these things, and I'm right there in the mix. I'm a part of it. Every night is different with the fans and the joy that these bands bring to the fans. It's just cool to be a part of, and it's the same as when we ran nightclubs. Same thing, we prepare for parties, and all that preparation is literally for, like, in this situation, 2 hours of, the band being on stage, and the other 12 hours that you work before that make that happen. So it's kind of, it's very rewarding on a daily basis. I'm in a different city pretty much every night when I'm out here, and I haven't been on the road in many, many, many years. I was done with the road, but this opportunity came up to do it with their tour manager, somebody I've worked with for over 20 years on event after event after event and tour and things. So when he asked me to be a part of this, I mean, it was a no-brainer to kind of put the rest of my life on hold as a grown adult that, had already kind of moved away from this world.
Well, that's what I wanted to ask you, Chris. Yeah, I mean, you're not, you've got this awesome job that a lot of people would call a dream job, I'm curious, what was one of the crappy jobs you had before finding a cool opportunity like this and even figuring out that you like being on the road? What's one of the worst jobs you ever had?
I mean, I've worked
he used to sell knives
stations.
door to door.
What?
Yeah, I sold knives door to door with Cutco. Yeah.
That's pretty bad.
I worked at Price Club before, which is now Sam's Club or Costco. Or
like loading the stuff onto the shelves, or like selling the food at the end of the aisle?
Yeah, no, like unpacking and stocking the shelves. And yeah, I've worked in a lot of restaurant environments, which is good, quick money, but it's I don't know the right way to word it without sounding too like negative, but there gets to be a point when you're in a certain industry, service related, where I've caught myself many times saying I hate people, which is so not.
I say it every day.
So not the truth. It's really not the case. I'm very people oriented. I love my people.
It's the right kind of people. Exactly. Your people.
I love being a good person to my people and everyone that I've encountered and that deserves my goodness, if you will, my kindness. But yeah, I mean, it gets difficult. You're dealing with every single day out here is a new adventure. Literally every single day I'm dealing with a new team, you know, on the venue
Speaking
side.
of,
So,
speaking just to butt in real quick, because I mean, I know we're running out of time. You got doors really soon, but the guys are now they just released their 13th studio album called Mosaic. If I'm not mistaken, you told me it debuted at number 6 on the Billboard Rock chart. That's right?
I believe it's their 12th album because they just announced that on stage. So I think it's their 12th, but yes, 12th album. And yeah, they debuted at number 6 on the here, I'll get you the specific chart.
And I'm curious to know, how are the fans receiving the new music? Because I mean, you know, Chris and I, this is our favorite band ever of all time, but I'm one of those fans that doesn't necessarily love. I'm not immediately turned on by their new music. I'm like, I like old school 311.
Well, that's
blah,
what
blah,
I wanted to
but
ask. How when you fall in love with them. For me, like Newfound Glory saves the day. I know they're not nearly as big as these guys, but like I love their OG music, and then all of a sudden they come out with this new, completely different sounding stuff, and I almost took offense to it. So that's a really good question. Like, are the new fans accepting of this new music, or are they wanting the old stuff?
I think this one, honestly, more than any others in the past couple of album like rotation on their, you know, in their library, I think this one more so than any is getting over the top, overwhelming positive reviews and feedback. Awesome. And actually watching it on stage from a fan's perspective of just watching and observing, they're so tight and sound so good, and it's hard to explain because the new songs are like, you're just like, whoa.
So
you know.
Do they practice, Chris?
But yeah,
like, do they practice?
To say, every single day they do sound check, and leading into the tour, they do rehearsals, just like, you know, most bands.
I wonder that.
Honest, more so than any band I've worked with, they take their sound check time very seriously, and they are always all there, and they always have a preloaded set list for soundcheck specific that they're going to do. And then after every single sound check, they all sit down as a band and go over that night's specific set list. So it's not the same as the last time they were in the city. They keep an archive of every city, every show that they've done in the past, and they go back to that and make sure that they don't repeat some of the, it's very cool to watch the professionalism and you know, just approach to their craft. Because a lot of times, you know, artists send someone else to do their sound check, or it's only the
and I mean, speaking of, you brings right. Well, and you bring up a point. I mean, these guys have been together. You bring up a great. Everything you're saying is enlightening, because these guys have been together for 27 years. They could very easily have the drum tech go and do the sound check for them. But in fact, I believe I just read something where they are like one of 3 or 4 rock bands that are currently remaining that have original members. They're one of only like 3 rock bands.
I think like
there's some fact, and like it's just, you know,
I forget what city we were just in, but it was brought to our attention that they are the 4th longest running currently touring band with all of its original members. Yeah, it's a pretty big statement.
It's incredible. It's incredible. I mean, I can't think of anybody else that I'd rather listen to.
It is.
Yeah,
it is.
For real. So I know we got to get you out of here.
Up there every night, you know, they got nothing but love for their fans. They bring it every single night, every day in, day out. And me being a part of the crew, their crew is top notch. They've had guys here, same guys for, you know, some 10 plus years. And everybody knows what to do, what their, you know, lane is, if you will. And we all come together and we put on a show for these people. They put on a show. You know what I mean?
They know their role.
Every single night in a different city. So it's pretty amazing to watch.
So let me ask you this. I know we got to get you out of here, and I want to give you ideally some homework if we can, Chris, because you're going to call back in at some point when we can get you again, right?
Yeah, this is the very first call. I didn't really know what to expect per se, and
We're figuring it out.
Kind of been taking notes here and there of just little things that I'm doing out here. That my days are nonstop.
So here's what I want to do.
Give me some.
I want to give you something exactly to work on. So first, I want to ask you a question, and then I need the response from every member of the band. I want to know for you, sir, if you're dating a woman and she sends you a naked picture of herself, and then you guys break up. Are you expected to delete that picture without her even asking you to?
Are you expected to what?
To delete the picture without her even asking. Just should you delete it just because you're broken up?
I don't know that I understand the question.
All right, so you're dating a girl. She sends you a naked picture just in fun, and then you guys break up 2 months later. Are you expected to delete that naked picture on your phone just because you guys broke up, or does she have to ask you to do so first? Are you keeping the naked picture, Chris?
I get you. I get where you're coming from. Well, I will see if I can do some homework. And
he's so uncomfortable. I'm sorry. I'm trying to make you uncomfortable.
See, this is where he starts to get a little froggy. He starts to get a little froggy here.
All right, so we need the answer. We need the answer from the rest of the band.
I don't know what Maddie's told you, but I'm very good at playing neutral and dodging questions that I like.
This is what you call a pivot.
He got mad at me the other day. He got mad at me today. He thought somebody stole my phone because I decided to tell him out of the blue that my current girlfriend is gonna move to Charleston with me after the tour, and that was news to him. So I don't tell him shit. So,
yeah, congratulations, man. Well, that's good. So I want to hear from the rest.
It's huge.
Yeah,
it's huge.
Yeah,
and I want to hear from so ideally, if we can get the answer from the band.
I'm going to just answer the question for all of mankind, and I would say you most likely don't delete it.
Yes!
There we go.
Look at that. I already did my homework.
Chris,
he turned it in early.
Chris Parisi.
I mean, and on this note, I mean, the only thing more shocking than my boy Chris moving in with his girlfriend is if you, Luch, had told me you were going to be moving in with a girl. I mean, that's the only thing.
We can only hope. Chris Parisi, thank you for joining us from the road on tour with 311. We'll see you next week, man. Appreciate it.
Later, Chris.
Much love. Later, y'all.
See you, buddy. That is Chris Parisi. There he goes. We'll catch him again. Thanks to him for his time. We will see you guys on the other side of the break where we'll play Name That Song and see if you can beat Matty Potts. Maybe we'll even give you something for free. Who knows? We'll be back after this. It's Lucdogg in the Morning at LITM Podcast. Welcome back, folks. It is Lucdogg in the Morning. Happy Wednesday to you. And thanks again to Chris Parisi for calling in from tour with 311. So that is awesome. We'll have him continue to do that. It was all that. Potts, how funny was that trying to get him? He did not clam up, to give him some credit, but it was, you could see him squirming on the hot seat.
He got a little squirmy, and in fact, I just got a text from him saying he totally put me on the spot. And I go, "You bet your damn ass we did. We did that on purpose."
But he also, just in full disclosure, did say he had a good time, correct?
He had a fantastic time. We'll definitely get him back again.
Yeah, we'll get him back.
And it was a pleasure having him. Thank you.
Well, I mean, yeah, it's technology, though, man. I mean, it's neat that we can have, he's out in Indianapolis, you're out in L.A., I'm over here on the West Coast in D.C., and here we all are. But, it's hard. You can tell there's a delay, so I apologize if that was a little bit difficult to listen to in any way. We're still working out the kinks there. I'm telling you now, the new technology that you can definitely bank on, just to finish what we opened with, is virtual reality. And I know that's not news, but I wanted to touch on this because back when Blu-ray was battling with HD DVD, the reason Blu-ray won is because the porn industry they accepted it. And so now they've got that account, you win. And I stumbled across the other day something that kind of disturbed me. And I don't know if there's going to be a turning back from this. So Potts, do you remember a couple years ago, 3D was kind of fun. Like, right, with TVs were all about 3D, right?
Sure, absolutely.
Did you have one? Did you buy one?
Sorry?
Did you buy one? Did you have a 3D TV?
No, hell no. I couldn't afford that stuff. I mean, I remember I got it's the flat screen that I still have. I got because I got it for free when I bought a brand new couch. So no, that's about the extent of my, I don't get all wrapped up in this
and that's
stuff.
what happens, dude. I don't think people are willing to go out and spend that kind of money on a gimmick thing like that if it's not going to be absolutely amazing. Especially, go ahead.
I mean, if I want to see a 3D movie, I'll go to the movies. And honestly, I don't even do that because it makes me nauseous. So
and how do you feel about...
That's not really my thing.
Well, how do you feel about wearing headsets? Any kind of something on your face? Is that a problem for you?
Like over my eyes?
Goggles, I
mean, no, I don't mind. I mean, I go snowboarding and I have huge goggles over my
to watch
face,
TV. So what I'm getting at is I know that one of the big things that people don't like is to have to put something on their face for a long period of time to watch something. Right. That was one of the reasons.
Oh, right. Yeah. I mean, yeah. And it's honestly, it's like, especially with like the 3D glasses, it's just something else to lose.
Right.
And I don't want all that.
So for that reason, and because it wasn't that much better and it was way more expensive, 3D failed. I mean, we're talking about it in the past tense, right?
Right. Yeah. I mean, I don't know anyone that owns a 3D TV.
Put it this way. I bought a TV, found out after I got home that it was a 3D TV because I got glasses that came with it. And I was like, oh, really? Yeah. Never plugged them in.
Right.
Never even plugged them in.
You have to plug the glasses in?
Yeah, you got to charge them.
Oh, Lord. Yeah, and what happens if you want to have people over for a game?
You have to have separate glasses for them, just like controllers for a video game. But here's what I'm getting at. The reason that I believe, so I got into, I wonder if, like, I'm sitting here trying to decide, is virtual reality going to take off, or is it going to be just another fad that in 3 years we're talking about, remember when we used to walk around wearing our phones on our face? Like,
Right.
So the reason that I got into this is because I started just Googling, like, what are the cool things out in VR right now? Because I hadn't touched it in like 6 months. And again, I'm using the Samsung Gear VR. This is mobile VR. This is not like the Oculus Rift setup with a desktop computer. It's not, this is just my cell phone on my face with the Gear VR. And one of the things was that they said it was the 10 best things you can do with virtual reality. And one of them was Netflix. And I will say that the Netflix app is awesome, dude. Just to spend 30 seconds on this, you're sitting on your couch in a room. Netflix is on this massive TV in front of you. You look to your left, out the windows is a bunch of mountains. Over here on the right is like these movie posters in your house. It's awesome.
That's pretty badass.
It's tight, man. And when you hit play, all the lights dim, but you're still in this little room. Like they've created this little vacation in the mountains for you.
Right.
Awesome. Okay.
Sounds cool.
The next one on the list, so you can see I'm just watching this for like cool things that are out right now. The next one was virtual reality porn. And I'm going to tell you right now, man.
Porn?
Dude, I'm going to tell you right now it's uncomfortable. I had never witnessed this until a couple days ago, and I'm not saying anything. I'm not going into any more than, look, man, you're in the room. You're in the room with these girls, and here's what happened. She went to kiss me, and I caught myself puckering my lips to kiss her back. Happened. And I wanted to bring this up because it like crossed over this threshold of reality to me that I caught myself losing myself falling into. Yes, I'm sucking lips with somebody that's not even there.
I love you.
So
hey,
wait, you actually had these glasses on and were doing this?
Yeah, I had the goggles on. And I tried it out because I was curious now because the Netflix thing was awesome. And I was like, well, now, oh my God, I wonder what porn would be like. And dude, I'm telling you, they're like 30-minute movies of like, it's all happening right there. You think POV, point of view porn is awesome? Try it in virtual reality.
So wait, you were watching this on your TV?
No, on my phone, in my headset. In the Gear VR headset.
So you had your headset plugged into your phone or whatever?
Do you not know how this works?
And then you're going through an app.
You've really never seen where the phone is on the front of the headset?
Now that you say it, I guess. Yeah, okay. I'm catching up. Okay.
And Google Cardboard, if anybody wants to try this, Google Cardboard, as long as your phone has 3D, or virtual reality, like you have an iPhone, right?
Yeah.
You
iPhone
can't
6.
use a Samsung Gear VR headset, but what you can do is you can go on to Google has Google Cardboard. It's a cardboard headset. It's $10. You can order it, and you put your iPhone or whatever phone you want in front of it, and it works. It's just goggles.
Dude, I am telling you right now, I am 100% going to get that as soon as we're done with this taping.
I'm telling you, bud.
That sounds fantastic.
It's absurd. The realness to it. Like, I reached out to try to touch her. She's there. She's in front. She's on you, man.
So is that a specific app, like a porn app, or is there a virtual reality app that now has all these options?
Really good question, and I don't want to go too long because I know we got to get to current events as well. But it's an actual app that if you so what you need to do is just Google. If you're curious about this, just Google adult virtual reality apps, because that's basically all you need. And the one, I can't remember what it's called. The letters are SLR. I think it's called Sex. Yeah, nice. I think it's called Sex Like Real is the name of it. And I'm not trying to be weird or creepy. I came across this in the middle of doing a bunch of other stuff, and when I found out how realistic this was and how it kind of even broke through my reality, man. If porn's got this thing is, I'm telling you, invest in Oculus. Invest in all this virtual reality stuff. It's coming, man. It's coming. So
can we just end this with, how did you end it? Did you make out with the girl, and did you take it to completion, or did you rip the goggles off your head and run out the door like you would with a normal girl?
I'm going to take the Chris Parisi route here and not tell too much. But what I would say is, what I will say is that it definitely left me feeling what just happened. What just happened? But
Did
I will
you feel
say,
a little taken advantage of?
No, I felt like a kid turning on television for the first time, having internet for the first time. This is how mind-blowing it was to me. Just check it out. The name of the app is Sex Like Real. You Google any of them, but my God, man, that was intense. Are we ready for the news?
Yeah, let's do it. I'm ready.
This just in from the Santa Monica newsroom. It's Matty Potts.
That's right. It is Matty Potts reporting live from the Santa Monica newsroom, Apartment A. First off, happy Independence Day, everyone. That's right. Fireworks are going off even in our studio, apparently. Happy 4th of July, everyone. It's great to live in the greatest country in the world, no matter what you think about our current standing. But let's just hop into news. There's lots of stuff going on. Fast food ads. I think, Luch, do you think fast food ads lie to people? Do you think they could be misleading?
Yeah, they do it with glue instead of milk for cereal. It's glue.
I thank you. You just completely killed my.
No, sorry.
You're 100% right. Tastemade. They released an article highlighting tricks of the trade that are used by photographers to make food visually more appealing in their ads. Examples absolutely include using glue as milk in cereal, shaving cream instead of whipped cream, brown wax instead of caramel sauce, using mashed potatoes instead of vanilla ice cream.
That's good. That's interesting. I always wonder how they get the toothpaste onto the toothbrush in that perfect S.
Oh, I know. Right? I got to look that up because that's a really good one too. Another one I found interesting was motor oil over pancakes instead of using maple syrup.
Really?
And I mean, these are all tricks that are this is what they are. It's not maple syrup that you're looking at. It's actually motor oil. They just add certain elements like more texture, more shininess to the pictures, which is why obviously they do this.
I mean, I know that they said if you use real milk on camera, it turns out looking kind of gray. So that's why they use glue. Yeah.
Right. So yeah, that was interesting. And Luch, I know we were talking about you possibly moving out here to the West Coast. If you do, I think I can book you your first gig because singer Michelle Branch just announced that her engagement to Black Keys drummer Patrick Carney. I guess they met. They met somewhere at a party or something. They started talking, and he actually started. He said, "I'd like to help you out and produce your new album." And while they were producing the album, they fell in love. They got engaged, and no date has been set. But there's a wedding coming our way here in LA.
Oh, I would love to work their wedding. I would walk 1,000 miles. No, that's Vanessa Carlton. Damn it. Which one's Michelle Branch? I love Michelle Branch because I do. I got to look that up now.
She sings, "You're everything
there it
to
is.
me." I mean, the girl is, smoking hot, but I liked her. She was had some hits back, in like Fiona Apple days and back in probably the 90s. But I always liked her. She hasn't done much yet that I know of, but Yeah, I mean,
she's
look forward to
awesome.
hearing
No,
about
that would be
them.
great,
Yeah.
and I'll be happy to do her wedding. Just have her call me. Have her people call my people.
Yeah, we'll do. You know what? Is that all I have today? Where am I?
It's a slow
oh, wait, no, I
news
got
day.
one more. So, okay, tell me, what is it? Speaking, we were talking about fast food, but on the flip side, burgers and fries, which is usually a fast food item, what do you think the most expensive burger would go for?
In fast food?
No, just in burgers in general.
Like I'm ordering out of maybe a restaurant because I know that's way more.
Okay, yeah, we'll go to a restaurant. Yeah, it's got to be a restaurant level burger.
I
if
mean,
we're talking about
God,
money.
I'm sure there's one out there that's outrageous. I would, $20.
Yeah, that's outrageous. Esquire magazine featured the world's most expensive burger, and it was a lot more than $20. I can guarantee you. It's called the Floor Burger 5000, which is a Floor restaurant located in Mandalay Bay in Vegas. It goes for a whopping $5,000. What you get for $5,000? A Wagyu beef patty that's topped with foie gras and truffle. It also comes with a bottle of 1995 Chateau Petrus, which just happens to be one of the most coveted wines in the world. So I have a feeling you're probably paying a little bit more for the wine than you are for the Wagyu, but
that's fine.
That's a ton of money. But again, coming from Vegas, where I see people drop $250,000 on a bottle of champagne, and I have seen this happen before. It actually
One
wasn't in
bottle?
Vegas, Australia. Yeah, one bottle of Ace.
But that's totally marked up. Like, wouldn't you
$250,000.
rather have an In-N-Out burger, dude? Like, I mean, how much better could it be?
I don't know. I wouldn't. I would rather have a Shake Shack burger or a Five Guys burger. I think In-N-Out's one of the most overrated burgers in LA. But what do I know? Because they have a line wrapped around the building at all times, and they're worth.
Okay, when I came out to visit you, we sat in line for at least 40 minutes, and then like out in our car, and we're on the street still. We hadn't even made the actual like development of the establishment. I got out because we had to take a piss at some point. I just walked the rest of the way and went inside. You're right, man. I think it's because it's on the bucket list, right? You got to do that when you go to LA. You got to try In-N-Out.
And that's what it is. I mean, they just have this thing where they've gotten into the bucket list realm where people come to LA and they know. I'm telling you, they have an In-N-Out about 5 minutes outside of LAX airport, and it's just the brilliant location because people go there on their way to the hotel. Or I've had a lot of Australian friends, and on the way to dropping them off at the airport, they'll say, let's just make one last stop at In-N-Out.
Yeah.
And
what's that for Australia? What is that for Australia? You lived out there. What's the In-N-Out burger for Australia? What do you need to have? When you go to Sydney, what do you have to have,
I'll give a good friend of mine a shout out. This is the Barrio Burger. I have friends that own a Mexican restaurant called Barrio Chino, but they actually had a Barrio Burger. That was excellent. It was really good. And like I said, they're really good friends of mine. But generally speaking, I mean, they don't have that, which is actually why In-N-Out does pop-ups in Australia once a year, and they sell out almost immediately. Again, lines around the block, hours long. But they actually bring that to Australia. I mean, that's how popular it is. It's just crazy. And I don't know why I'm doing this. I know I'm going to regret asking you about it, but what did you think of that Pacquiao fight, boxing?
Well, I just feel like that was such a hometown play. I mean, I don't know what I can say that other people haven't already said, but this is why boxing is done. I'm sorry.
And just to highlight for anyone who doesn't know and doesn't care, much like me, Manny Pacquiao fought some guy who I don't even know in Australia. He was an Australian boxer, and it did not go well.
I mean, if you look at the punching stats, it was like 70-40. Like the percentages were all Pacquiao. He had him to the point where he was cornered. I mean, at the end of the round, the judge came over to the other boxer and said, "You got to show me something this round so I don't stop the fight." Right, and the guy ends up going on to win a unanimous decision. I don't understand this. And then that's what the whole boxing world was saying.
Face
yeah, he was completely wrecked.
The guy's eyes were practically swollen shut, and Pacquiao was standing there smiling. It was really crazy.
Give it to Pacquiao, though. Pacquiao didn't whine, he didn't bitch, he didn't moan. But that's probably because Pacquiao is everywhere.
So, what is that? Why are you playing that? I got one more story. Hold on.
Fine.
Let me get your.
I just found this. I was excited.
Oh, are we playing Michelle Branch now?
Yeah. No, that's the prelude to our Name That Game that we're going to end with. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to play a little tiny clip, and then you're going to go ahead and guess it. But no, to finish up, go ahead.
So last one, we've got I'm curious to see your thoughts on this. We've got two Asian stars of the show Hawaii Five-0, which is on CBS. They just quit after, I believe, 7 seasons on the show Hawaii Five-0. And they quit because they were renegotiating their contract. It's talking about Daniel Day Kim and Grace Park Frazier, Grace Park, who are two Asian actors, and they are starring in this show. But when they renegotiated their contracts, they noticed they got 10 to 15% less than Scott Kahn, who is the lead of the show. And so they quit because they felt that they were paid less because
they're not the
lead.
Race. They're not the lead.
They're not the lead, right?
Yeah.
I mean, do you think this is the most insane thing ever? You're walking away from a payday, and I assume it's after 7 seasons. I assume they're in syndication, so they'll probably get paid for the rest of their lives. But I mean, why would you walk away from a job when you're not the lead? You're not supposed to be getting paid. If you're in Friends and you do Favored Nations and you stand together as all 6, then great.
Yeah,
but
or if it's
like
TJ Miller in Silicon Valley, where he's basically if he's not the star, he's one of the stars, and he's not making extra money than or even close, then I could see him walking out. A lot of people are upset about him leaving Silicon 100%, Valley.
And that's a totally different situation because going into the show, he was not the biggest star. Now they're in their 4th or 5th season. He's a much bigger star than all of them. He's got a huge movie career. He's got a big voiceover career, and he actually has his own podcast as well. And he just released his stand-up special on it's either HBO or Showtime. Oh, it must be HBO because it's on Silicon Valley. So it's called Ridiculously Ridiculous or Perfectly
No, it's
Ridiculous.
Not. It's not that good. I'm not gonna lie to you.
I started watching it. I mean, he just dumps bottle of water.
I don't get it. I don't get the whole dumping of bottle of water. I love him. I'm a huge fan of his, but it was good. It was a 6 out of 10. It wasn't a 4.
I agree, but
it was better than a 5.
To me, stand-up comedy is like baseball and hockey. I can watch it live, but I can just not seem to sit through it on TV.
Here's my problem. Okay, well, people don't understand about these big comedy shows, and we'll get to name that song to close it out here in about 30 seconds. But people don't understand that they do these shows 2 back-to-back nights wearing the same exact clothing so that they can take the whatever night has the best response for each joke and then edit it all together. And as somebody who edits for a living, I'm watching, he's dousing himself with water, right? This is what I tell everybody is my main problem with this. That's fine. But then don't wear a gray suit where I can clearly see all the way down your right leg is now a whole stream of water. And then you're in the middle of a joke, and all of a sudden, all the water stops at your waist.
Wow.
No.
I'm going to go back and watch for that.
Oh, it takes you out of the whole thing, man. I'm talking 4 or 5 times in between jokes.
You really just probably ruined it for anyone that actually did enjoy that special. You just completely ruined it for them.
It bothers me. It just drives me nuts. Thank you. TJ Miller, you could have done better. Wear a black suit next time. All right, let's do this. Tip. I want to play that a game for you guys that is called Name That Song. I'm going to play just a short clip for Matty Potts, and we'll see how he does. And you can test yourself, try to beat him at home. These are easy songs to get, I would say. We tried out for the show Beat Shazam. We can now talk about it. We made it all the way. Yep, hosted by Jamie Foxx. We made it all the way to the final rounds in front of the producers for that lady. That was like a half an hour, 30 question. Like they put us through the gauntlet, man.
Yeah, and she was laughing at us. She got a big kick out of us. I thought we were shooting for that show.
I thought we were golden, dude. We were so money. We had this lady dying laughing, and we didn't get it. We didn't make it past the last round. So I figured we'd play our own little Beat Shazam, but we'll call it Beat Matty Potts. Can you tell me, Potts, the name of this song?
I'm going to have to hear that again. I have no idea. Can I get a little bit more? Oh, yeah, no, that's not helping at all.
Let's see how long it takes you.
Oh, funky music.
There you go.
Boy, play the funky music. Right.
Oh!
There we go.
All right, moving on. Nicely done. Not bad. Not bad. Let's go. We'll make it a little easier on you. Let's do this one.
No, let's keep it. No, this is my warm up. Let's. Oh, fuck me. I don't know. I'm gonna need a little bit more. I don't know. Can I get a word at least? A lyric?
Can you guys beat him at home? Come on, you know what this is. I think this is in, it's definitely in a bunch of movies, but here you go.
You got your highbrow shoes on your feet.
Yeah, I know this song.
Posner. Posner.
Sings it.
Posner.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, and I'm not really a fan. Can we get some 311 or something here?
It's Cooler Than Me is the name of that one. So let's go to, you should get this.
Oh, yeah. Katy Perry, Dark Horse.
Nicely done. How about this? This will be interesting. See if you can get this.
Timberland.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of the song. It's I got on. Yeah.
The Way I Are.
Close enough. Yep.
All right. 2 more. Actually, you're doing good. Actually, you're actually doing a really good job. Oh, it's
Party Rock, LMFAO.
Jesus.
They used to. I mean, they've done so many appearances at the clubs I worked at. Yeah, I'd be a fool to get that wrong.
All right, 2 more. Here you go.
I know it. Open your eyes.
No.
To go. Oh. Keep going.
Can't make it too easy.
Look into my eyes.
No. Are you kidding me?
Oh, I got that feeling. So Justin Timberlake, the song that he did on Trolls, right? All right. There we go. Sorry, I don't know what I actually just saw that movie with my 11-year-old niece, which is why I got that right.
Oh, hell yeah. Okay, so let's do this. Before we go, what's your favorite 311 song?
I'm gonna say.
What do you want to end the song on? Which one?
My original. You're not gonna get tribute. You probably can't even get tribute on your thing. So let's say Homebrew 311.
All right, you got it.
I know every word. I used to sing it in college. There was a band that would play, and I would just walk up and do that one song because it was the only song I knew, and then I'd walk off and go get drunk.
That's awesome.
Radford.
All right, so I've got one more. We'll do this. I've got one more here. And then, all right, so can you name this song?
Baby.
Can I hear it again?
If I give you anything more, it's so easy.
Just let me hear that clip then again.
Baby.
I don't know.
Baby.
Nope.
Baby, a song.
Nope.
Baby, a song. You make me wanna roll my windows down and cry.
Never even heard this song in my life.
What? Florida Georgia Line. All right, so we'll do this, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for hanging out with us today on Lucdogg in the Morning. We will see you guys next week. For everybody here, Maddie Potts.
That's all I got. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Have a great day. A happy 4th of July, and you can kindly go fuck yourself.
There he goes. We will end it with a little bit of 311. Let's do that. I need it in my life.
Yeah, get rid of this country.
We'll see you guys next week. It's Lucdogg in the Morning at LITM Podcast. Let's go!